Hello, you guys. My name's Hannah. I'm a fourth year medical student going into family medicine, and I'm just so passionate about cooking and food as medicine and using it as just this beautiful art, preventative medicine. And yeah, I've been wanting to make this for so long, kind of like a YouTube page where you can just turn on your YouTube, watch a video with me, and it's as if you're in my humble little one-bedroom apartment kitchen and just cooking along. And I want to make this something that's just so relatable, imperfect, relaxed, easy, and just a nice way to kind of make a meal together and understand some of the health benefits behind it and enjoy it. Something that's just easy to put together and just super not intimidating. So that being said, I kind of wanted to get started. In the days before, I kind of had my own health journey in terms of like playing competitive soccer, women's health. So you're going to hear a lot of like women's health themes throughout a lot of my videos, I'm sure. If you're already following my Instagram, you know that I love like women's health, tracking my cycle, all that kind of stuff. But I also used to drink like wine when I would cook. I'd have like a glass of wine cooking, making my recipes and stuff. Alcohol does not make me feel good during like my luteal phase. And that's half of the month for me. And I'm like, I just can't do that anymore. So I've been drinking tea. It's just so nice to have like a little drink when you're cooking. So I've been drinking tea. I have this going now. So if you want to pour yourself a glass of tea, pour yourself a fun drink, literally whatever you want, we're just gonna go through the process together. This is gonna be super unedited, super unfiltered, and just kind of going through the process together. So I have my glass here. And this is like my favorite tea ever right now. It's just like, it's Tulsi tea. It's also called holy basil, and it just like makes me feel so happy and like relaxed. And holy basil is an adaptogen, and I love it. This one has like it has like rose flavor to it. It's literally so good. But if you have a tea handy, or if you have wine, no judgment if you want to drink some wine. But I just like to have like a little fun drink as I'm cooking along. So getting that all ready. Have our lovely little tea brewing, and I'm gonna put some honey in it too. I live in Florida, and it is a cold day here. It's like 50 degrees, so tea feels really nice. I grew up in Chicago, but 50 degrees feels really, really cold. So anyway, this is wonderful. Take a sip. Oh, it hasn't steeped yet, but I can still taste it, and it's literally so good. Literally so good. I love it. Okay, so while you have your tea going, just kind of setting the vibe. We love it. I'm just so passionate about like the kitchen and cooking being a form of art, and just there's no right or wrong answers. Like so many times in life, I'm in medical school right now. I feel like there's always like a right or a wrong answer, and like we can be so black and white, and I want the kitchen to be a place where you can just enjoy and make something that's beneficial for you and make it how you want it, honestly. So I'm gonna be following along. I actually made this recipe. So we're making savory Brussels sprouts today. They're gonna be smashed. So smashed savory Brussels sprouts. They're so good. I am actually making kind of a recipe kind of blog so that you can follow along as well. I'm gonna have this up. And so that's kind of what I'm referring to right now. I kind of want to I'm just playing with it. I've never done anything like this before. But we've got the ingredients. We've got our Brussels sprouts, lovely. And then we've got our spices. We've got garlic, smoked paprika, salt, pepper, and then we're gonna use some olive oil. So first things first, I've already washed these Brussels sprouts. So I've literally just washed them. They're like still dripping. They are in their like little bag. I got these from Whole Foods. I get them from either like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's just because that's what's near our apartment. So I would just wash those really quick or really slow. We're in no rush. And once you get those handy, any bowl you can microwave in, the goal is going to be to soften them first. So we're going to soften them so that we can smash them. It's just this beautiful side dish that I love so much. So I'm going to get... After they're washed, I don't have any fancy microwave bowls. Again, med school, small apartment. We're not doing anything fancy, but I just love that, like, we don't need to be doing anything fancy to make this meal, you know? So got our Brussels sprouts here, putting them in. They're beautiful. They fit perfectly. So we've got these guys in here, okay? And we're basically just gonna sprinkle a little bit of water on top. They're already a little damp from being washed. I just like to put a little bit more so that when we put them in the microwave, they're steamed, okay? So just like take a little bit of water, put it right on top, and then grab like a dish towel or like a paper towel if you have it, and just cover them up so that they don't like pop around in the microwave. And I'm gonna microwave them for 7 minutes, okay? Okay, awesome. So while those are microwaving, the tea is looking amazing. Okay, so while those guys are going, I really just wanted to kind of talk about the benefits behind cruciferous vegetables. So Brussels sprouts is a cruciferous vegetable, and that also includes, you'll hear cruciferous a lot of times, but that really includes kale, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, etc. Brussels sprouts and cauliflower are like my favorite ones. I use all the time. They're so good. They're good for, honestly, just most people's general health. I think most people could benefit from eating some sort of cruciferous vegetable every day. They're so, so good for you. And especially, I'm mostly going to be talking about specifically how it helps women's health. So cruciferous vegetables, you know how when you kind of microwave cruciferous vegetables, you can smell this kind of like gross smell. Like, you don't want to make cruciferous vegetables right before you're hosting a party, because like, I mean, okay, I've done that. I've made broccoli for a party before, but that's just me. My friends will know. They're like, okay, what are you doing? But it has a smell to it, and so I try and do that like before, okay? Oh my gosh, literally so good. This is like my favorite new habit, is like making tea while I cook. But anyway, just, you know, 2024 life improvement kind of things. We love it. But one great thing about cruciferous vegetables, there's so many, but why I wanted to start off with this dish specifically is because cruciferous vegetables are so good for women's health specifically. There's this kind of thing going around, it's called DIM. That's the abbreviation for the molecule. It's like diional methyl something, but it basically is abbreviated DIM. And what DIM does is so many different things, but it basically decreases the effect of estrogen on the body. That does a lot of different things. So DIM is like sold as supplements right now. It's like a woman's hormone support supplement, but like honestly, eating cruciferous, you're going to get it. And the cool thing about DIM is it's only like activated and produced once it's been kind of metabolized, like once you eat it. So that's how it's produced. And so the mechanical process of consuming cruciferous vegetables is going to give you this amazing molecule that people are purchasing called DIM to support their women's health symptoms. So you might have heard like estrogen dominance, hormone imbalance, that kind of thing. And I like to think of estrogen and progesterone as kind of like a yin and yang kind of thing, where they balance each other out so beautifully. I am so passionate about this, and my dream is to just work with women and help them just feel their healthiest and kind of help them through kind of women's health issues or just overall health. Because I personally had an experience with PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And so it's kind of like a very severe PMS, and that can kind of be a result of estrogen dominance, which is a very non-specific term, but basically you can get symptoms like mood swings, anxiety, PMS, acne, breast tenderness, you know, that hormonal acne that you can kind of get at your jaw. These are all like, people can say like estrogen dominant symptoms. They can be seen in PMS, and then more severely, if you get more severe like mood symptoms, you can see that in PMDD. It's honestly really debilitating. You'll get like depressive symptoms in your luteal phase, which is that second half of your menstrual cycle before you have your period. So anyway, tangent, but DIM can help decrease the effects of estrogen in the body. So you're really kind of helping with those symptoms. And so cruciferous vegetables, if you have PMS, if you think you may have PMDD, definitely talk to your doctor. I want to work with women with that after residency. I'm so excited about that. But that can really help. So eating cruciferous vegetables, I think, is a huge thing for a lot of women. Things that can increase estrogen and kind of cause those PMS type symptoms can be like alcohol, you know, excessive stress, all that kind of stuff. And so this is just a great thing to incorporate into your diet. So I love this recipe so much. Also, cruciferous vegetables are a great source of sulfur. Kind of that smell you get is from that sulfur. And thankfully you don't taste it, but like when you like are cooking it, I can smell it right now in the microwave, kind of getting ready. But sulfur is a great precursor to this super powerhouse antioxidant that our bodies produce called glutathione. This is amazing for kind of reducing free radicals, kind of balancing those out, decreasing inflammation. It also helps with detoxification of the body. So just a wonderful way to decrease inflammation in our body, and we know so much disease kind of stems from inflammation. So this is just a great food to add to your everyday diet. I made this recipe for Thanksgiving with my family, and even people who didn't typically like Brussels sprouts absolutely loved it. Like, I didn't make a big enough dish because I didn't think people were going to love it as much as they did. So this is just an awesome way to get cruciferous vegetables into your diet. Let's just take a mindful moment while it's finishing up. You can expect a lot of just like nutrition facts throughout the way. I feel like it's so wonderful to kind of like, as you're eating a food and as you're preparing it, like visualizing all the benefits it's doing for you. Like, food really is medicine. I think it's just such a potent, wonderful way to prevent chronic disease that we're seeing so much. And like, understanding what the food is doing for you is just such a great motivator, at least to me and to like my family and friends. Once you kind of understand how wonderful this food is for you and how much it can support your body, and like visualizing the different ways, like that's an act of mindfulness, that's an act of self-love, and just understanding that makes you want to eat it again, and it makes you want to eat, like it motivates you to continue to eat healthy once you picture, you know, how good it is for you. So we have our Brussels sprouts, and again, like, I didn't want to kind of, you know, this is my first YouTube video ever. I've never done anything like this. The first time I tried to film, my phone was like the other way, and apparently you have to film in landscape, so we'll see if this works. But just like full transparency, like I'm so new to this, and I didn't want to make it super edited. Like, I didn't want to say, okay, I'm gonna pop it into the microwave, and then we're gonna like just cut to when it's out of the microwave. I want you guys to be able to like prop this video up and just be like in the kitchen with me, drinking your tea, cooking, being bombarded with nutrition facts at times. But I think it's so fun. So if you're like me, I hope you're enjoying this. So basically we have our Brussels sprouts. They are beautiful. I'm just gonna use an actual towel so I don't burn my fingers. So we have these lovely guys here. I hope you can see them okay. I'm gonna move the camera down. Speaking of learning, I'm gonna move the camera down a little bit so you can kind of see what's going on in this area. Okay, I feel like that should be good. So we've got our spices here. I've got my little computer recipe just to make sure I'm like following along well, but honestly, every time I cook, it's a little bit different. Like today, it's Sunday, I'm about to go to my, again, outpatient rotation tomorrow, and I'm like, I kind of want some spicier things, so I'm probably gonna add more of the cayenne pepper, which I actually need to grab that. Here it is. I like to put this on it too. So really, it's up to you. This is your time to just get in that flow state, add the proportions that you want, and I'm just here to kind of give a baseline and just kind of flow with it with you guys. So we have our Brussels sprouts. They are all steamed and soft. Get a fork. So I'm just gonna pierce it. A way you can tell if they're ready is you can kind of just pierce them. And like when the fork goes through them easily, that's how you know that they're soft enough to be smashed, basically. That's the fun part. If you've had a tough day, smashing Brussels sprouts is a blast. So it's very satisfying. I'm gonna make sure I get like a close-up so you guys can do it with me. But basically we've got these guys. What we wanna do is actually strain the water out of these guys now. So literally, again, just be resourceful, whatever you have. We feel super fancy, we have like an actual strainer now. So I'm just gonna pour these guys in here. Straining all the water out, okay? Just so that they dry up a little bit. grab any bowl that you want, and basically you're gonna put these guys into the bowl. First things first, you want to add, just to get those spices on, we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil. I like to use extra virgin olive oil, such a wonderful anti-inflammatory oil. We hear all these things about like inflammatory oils nowadays. I like to use olive oil. I like to store it in avocado oil is also great. Like there's a lot of great options, but olive oil is affordable and nearby. I like to keep it in a dark drawer here to kind of keep it out of sunlight. Have our good old olive oil. You can tell that like the bottles are typically dark because keeping it away from sunlight can help it kind of prevent it from oxidizing. So we're just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil on these guys, kind of help the spices to stick. Put this back in here. Again, just take your time. Like we're just walking through this together. I hope that you guys like this style. Please let me know. But I'm like, if someone did this, like I would love to just like have like a fellow, you know, nerd in the kitchen with me, just kind of cooking along and like geeking out. Anyone who's like cooked with me before, like this is what I do. So anyway, so we added the oil. Great thing about adding oil to things like veggies is veggies are typically, especially like Brussels sprouts, they're rich in vitamins like A, D, E, and K. These are fat-soluble vitamins, and so we actually learned this in medical school. So when you're fat-soluble vitamins, to better absorb them, you can add a fat. A lot of times people will complain about not digesting vegetables super well, and I always wonder, like, are you adding a fat to it? Because that can really help to absorb the nutrients and just make it more absorbable in general instead of just having this fibrous thing passing through. So that's wonderful there. So I like to add that. This is going to help you absorb those nutrients. Fat is a good thing when you're adding like that in moderation. It can really help with that absorption. And then we're going to add the spices. So following along, I'm just going to totally like guesstimate it here, but we're adding a little bit of salt. And then we're going to add the garlic. We all love garlic. Drizzling that in. I'll put the actual proportions in them out, but I have in my recipe, I have like a teaspoon. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more. Garlic is so good for you. In the next video that I make, I'm gonna try and explain kind of the biochemistry behind how you activate this amazing molecule in garlic so that you reap its benefits. That's like a whole biochemistry like side lesson. I don't think I'll have time for that in this first video, but garlic is so powerful and so good for you. Then we're going to add our pepper as well. So just like ground pepper, your usual 1/2 teaspoon. When I say 1/2 teaspoon of like the salt and pepper, it's usually just like, okay, we're just grinding it around. Not trying to be too precise. We're too precise in life, and I'm like, you know what, this is a time just to kind of flow with it. And then we're gonna add our paprika. Paprika is one of the most anti-inflammatory spices. I am using smoked paprika. I always use smoked paprika for these. I have 1 teaspoon of these as well. I always use smoked for this specific dish, like when I used it for Thanksgiving and it was such a hit. It just has that like really rich flavor and it adds so much. So I really like it kind of for the savory feel that I'm going for. And then I'm also adding cayenne. My husband's not as big of a spice guy, like spicy, but I don't think he's going to need any more food today. I don't think he wants any more food, so I might just be eating these and then meal prepping them for the week. They store really well, so I think I'm gonna add some more. I think I'm gonna add a little extra cayenne, but I put a 1/2 teaspoon in there, so you've got that. I have this nice little top here, so we're just gonna shake these guys up. Before we got this on our wedding registry, I literally would just put like a plate on. So like, again, use what you got. We really do not need to be fancy. I don't want like that to, you know, deter anyone from cooking. It's like, oh, I don't have the right equipment. Like, you can make it work with what you have. And I just want to like kind of show that like you can just, it can be normal. It doesn't have to be some fancy kitchen to make this really healthy, beautiful looking meal. So we've got the spices kind of coated on here. I'm going to grab a pan We have the oven, oh, I forgot to tell, but I'll put this in the video, but I preheated the oven to 400 degrees. So if you haven't yet, you can do that while we're smashing the lovely Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil just on this aluminum foil here, just to make it super non-stick. I tend to avoid non-stick pans just because we hear about all kind of like the BPAs and everything that it can have. But I also think, like, you know, you can only do so much, and you're freaking making a meal with Brussels sprouts and all these beautiful spices, which, you know, incorporating these spices into your dishes, like, you're adding, like, we need more plants in our diet for a healthy gut microbiome. Like, the more diverse amount of plants you eat in your diet and the more plants you eat, like, the more diverse and healthy your gut microbiome is. And we know how beneficial a good microbiome is. Like, the more spices you add, like, spices are plants, and like tea is plants, you know? So like this tea we're drinking as well, like, we're also adding plants to our diet and like supporting our overall health in that way. So it's so wonderful. So, okay. We got these guys on here. I'm gonna move the camera closer because smashing these is so satisfying. I was gonna get like a spoon or something to smash them, but again, I just wanna show you guys that, like, you can literally you can improv. You can improv. So today, feeling festive on our, like, oh, I wanna use this one, honestly. This is this mug that this residency program I was interviewing at gave me, and it's like the cutest thing ever. So, you know what, we're gonna use this. Thank you, residency program. We are going to use this to kind of like smash the Brussels sprouts. So I'm just gonna do a few far away, and then I'm gonna I think I'm gonna move the camera closer so you guys can see. But this is the fun part. Like, you literally just get to smash them. Like, this is so fun, so satisfying. And just smash them to your heart's desire. Like, get your hands dirty. This is so nice and it's so satisfying. And when you smash them, you're kind of allowing to have like a crispy outside and like a soft inside. It's like just so good. So we're smashing away here. And then I'm gonna zoom in. Let me move the camera a bit so you guys can get like a better view. Okay, perfect. So just like smashing away. So enjoy, you guys. This is like the best part. And the reason I like to try and get all the water off is because when I shake it, sometimes, like the Brussels sprouts and the spices, the water will kind of like cause it to stick to the sides of the bowl, and that's what happened to me. You can kind of see here. So it's like a nice little sauce that it makes on them. Like, they're definitely coated, but just for like the looks of it, and just so it has like kind of a nice spicy like outer layer. Got a nice little masher. We're all done there. I am gonna just kind of sprinkle some more of the spices on top, I think, just to give it like that extra layer and like a good look to it. So we're gonna add some of the cayenne, just kind of like drizzle it on top, you know? Again, like total improv. If your spice is stuck and you're like, girl, that's plenty of spices, I don't need any more, then you're good. But I kind of like that, you know? I totally feel like the American diet, like, we're just like missing out on so many spices. Lately, like, my husband and I have become obsessed with Indian cuisine and like curry and everything. It's literally like we're getting curry for Valentine's Day, and I'm so excited. And like, they know how to do spices, and like curry is just this beautiful blend of all these amazing like healing spices, and it just inspires me so much, because I feel like in the American diet, like, we really deprive ourselves of like all these beautiful flavors, and it's just like salt, pepper, fat, sugar, like, you know, those addicting things, and you're really not like getting all those beautiful plant foods in. So just look at this, like, absolutely gorgeous. I hope that like focuses well. I hope so. But like, absolutely beautiful. We've got spices on our Brussels sprouts, and we're gonna put her in the oven, okay? So let me just take this camera back out. So again, you're following along with me. That was fun. Kind of zooming you guys in. Okay. So we're gonna put these guys in the oven. Probably, let me see, what did I put in here? I was recording it last time. I cooked it about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna like link this recipe kind of blog that I'm gonna be making of all the recipes, and I also include like some of the like nutrition benefits and like the health benefits in the recipe book as well. So it's literally recipe, benefits, and like keeps it super simple, not all the crazy like information that you don't want. We're gonna put these in the oven for about 20 minutes. Plop them in there at 400 degrees. And then this is the only time I'm probably just gonna stop it. And then we're gonna come back. Feel free to pause the video. Feel free to go back to any information that you're like, wait, what was she saying? Like, she was speaking way too fast and about something that I was like, what the heck were you saying? So feel free to go back or just pause it. And then we're gonna come back in about 20 minutes or whenever you get that kind of crispy look to the Brussels sprouts. So I will see you then. I will be drinking my tea, hanging out with my cat, and waiting for them to be done. I like just take some time to be mindful, smell the smells, just like, you know, really just pour into this experience and just slow down. So I think cooking is just such a beautiful art. So I want you guys to like really take it into. But I will see you guys really soon. You guys, welcome back. This is my cat, Ginny. We've been hanging out. I'm like really obsessed with her. She's my little sous chef. Come on down now. So also thank you for bearing with me. I'm 6'1", 5'13", and literally I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, like my face was cut out. But again, who's perfect? And I'm not gonna like redo something, you know, to make it perfect for stuff. I just want to like normalize being imperfect and like unedited, you know, that kind of thing. And I hope that's relatable, and hope you guys feel that too. My favorite people to watch, people who are like, oh yeah, my kitchen's a little messy right now, or like, oh, this isn't perfect. And so I just love that because no one is, and I want this to be a place for imperfection as a recovering perfectionist or someone who's working on that stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna pull these guys out of the oven now. Our lovely Brussels sprouts, they're looking so good. They're like just golden on the outside. I'm super excited. Oh, and then while we're doing that, I'm gonna actually place this right here so that I can put them on the counter for y'all to see. Then we'll use this to hold them. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys. I want to get like a close up to the camera, but my oven mitt does not work super well. Let me see. I'm gonna get another towel, one sec. That is something that like, next thing I'm getting is like a really nice oven mitt. Usually you'll see I'm like always using another towel as like a buffer. Okay, so I hope you guys can see how good these look. Literally obsessed. They're like perfectly golden and like crispy on the outside, and then when you bite into the inside, they're like just got that nice softness, and the flavors are just so good. So I'm gonna try and get like a close up for you guys. Coming in. Let me make sure that you can see like all the different flavors. They're so good. Like, oh my goodness gracious. Absolutely gorgeous. Putting these guys here. So when I made these for Thanksgiving, I put some like shredded Parmesan cheese on top, and they were so good. I absolutely love cheese. And you know what? Cheese in moderation makes me so happy. I'm not gonna like start talking about all the health benefits of cheese. I did that as a joke once. It's like, oh my gosh, health benefits of beer on my Instagram, and everyone's like, wait, no way. I'm like, no, like alcohol in general we try and convince ourselves that it's like, oh my gosh, it's a health food, but some things you just have to enjoy. And I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of like some like shredded Parmesan cheese, actually grated. I got grated this time on top of it. Let me grab that from the fridge. But please, 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 if you are vegan, I freaking admire you so much and absolutely love that. Just like break this up a bit. I'm gonna break this up. It's all clumping. But I just, you know, I think it's the German and Swedish in me. It's like, I love cheese so, so much. So we're gonna put this like right on top here, okay? Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of let it melt a little bit on top. Just like, kind of to add like a nice little like, I feel like it just balances it. It kind of gives it like a little creamy texture and it's just so, so good. So I'm very excited. I'm really hungry. I like made this video really hungry. We got this beautiful guy. Really, oh my gosh, so good. Absolutely amazing. Really hot. Holy smokes. But I'm about to put this in a bowl and then just probably munch on maybe a quarter of them and then store the rest. I'm on my rotation tomorrow, so it'll be a great thing to add to kind of my meal prep. Kind of as like a nice side, like a great way to get vegetables in. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about all the different benefits that this can offer you. Girls, cruciferous veggies are your absolute friend. I am obsessed. I hope that you find this to be like just a really great way. Bring this back up to the camera. But just like, I hope you find this to be like a really just easy, healthy, delicious meal that can just like, and I hope that you can now visualize like, you know, oh yeah, I know, you know, Brussels sprouts are good for me, but like now you can like, get this up here. Now you can really picture like, you know, how they're good for you and like what they're doing. And they're so good. Like, if you don't like Brussels sprouts, try this. I really think you'll like it. I'm gonna be making a lot of other recipes that are just easy to make, affordable, so healthy in the future. So I hope you enjoyed. I think on like the little like outro, some of the blogs I've been watching have like little outros and stuff. I'm gonna try and get some like videos of like close up so you guys can see. But I literally cannot resist. They're so good. So I'm gonna be making it right now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for just hanging out with me in my humble little kitchen, cooking this just nutritious vegetable in a way that adds other plants, adds other flavors, and just really celebrates it, while also thinking about, you know, what this does for our body. And with that, I want to leave you with food is medicine, so let's get cooking. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great, great day.